Yo, Jeremy, what's up? I made the fatal mistake, which I knew going into it. I got done clear coating at about 6 last night. And if you want to remove masking tape from your baits, the time to do it is right after the bait's set up. You don't have to cut, you can pull, you don't have any tear away. It's easy. You get a good, clean masking line that you don't have to baby. But now that I waited overnight, I have to come back in and cut them all out. Catching smallies. I hear you, Frank. What's the occasion? Just a normal Wednesday? Wednesday is trash day. Also, screw to your glasses. Not good. Time to go by CVS and get you a $10 special. Where did my little poker go? Jeremy, this is my hot sauce shirt. This was Amy had an outfit for the bean picked out. She had her jean shorts and like a little a shirt, pullover shirt that had popsicles all over it. And I said, "Hey, I got a hot sauce shirt I can wear, and we can be little twinsies." And so she got her little popsicle shirt on, and I put this shirt on, and I took her to school, and we looked cute. She was feeling it. Tom, playing catch up. Thank you. Thank you. I was playing catch up I was playing catch up yesterday on Instagram. I mean on Facebook, and I saw John Cruz post Missile Baits new soft plastic, and he got flamed in the comments. It's pretty good. It was a pretty good read if you enjoy reading flaming comments. But if you haven't seen this bait that's coming out, don't worry because you've seen it before. It's called the cover scat. Yes, Missile Baits has one, or they will have one. So don't get too excited. It's nothing to be excited about. They're just offering you a product that you can already buy. Is doing a Tater Hog collaboration. Jeremy, I don't like it. I think it's a dickhead move. Um, I think it's stupid. Um, I don't like anything Missile's doing. I think it's lame. I think they're trying to be like cool and hip and relevant, just like their stupid T-shirts. But uh, like you're in every major retailer in the U.S. You sell volume of stuff of worms. Like, why get into the 40 bait swim bait drop world and make $1,000 to $1,500? Like, it's so stupid that like I just can't make myself understand it. Like to me, it's I don't think it's cool. I don't think anything about it. Like stay in your lane, dude. Like sell tons and tons of worms and make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing that. Like leave this other shit alone. You know what I mean? Like you're not a small company. You don't like when you do like a bait drop to me, it's like what? Your missile baits. You know what I mean? That'd be like Zoom doing that. Why would Zoom do that? They don't care. They're making they're 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 making their money in Academy and Walmart and every other retailer on the planet. Uh, yeah, it's just like if you, I don't know, it just rubs me wrong. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. I mean, it just seems kind of like a slap in the face to like all the, and I know it's probably good for like Tater and whoever else, but like he did a bullshit drop, but it was so lame. Like the go, oh, like that. I think that's the part of it that really pissed me off was that he tried to sell it as we came up with this custom color, as if there's not 5,000 people who could paint that. We got this custom color bullshad that's limited to us, and it was literally a bullshad with a purple back. So just send your bullshad to anybody and have them paint a purple back on it. Then you can have the exclusive. It wasn't exclusive. There was nothing exclusive about it. You know what I mean? Like it was lame. Uh, but like to me, it defeats the whole purpose. It like bastardizes the whole point of like people doing cool drops and doing like collaborations and like it wasn't a cool collaboration. It's the same thing with the Robo Worm thing. Like that's not cool. It's just a Robo Worm. You know what I mean? Did it cost more? The bullshit. I don't know what the bullshit cost. I didn't even look. I just saw the bait and I was like, uh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like the bullshit thing, I thought was really stupid. Like it's good for Mike because Mike sells them regardless. He doesn't care. You know, if some dude wants 40 purple baits, he'll send him 40 purple baits and count his money, and he's good. But from missile standpoint, they really didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I think what it showed me was how out of touch he is with like the swim bait world, and they still sold. Don't get me wrong, but maybe it was probably driven not towards the swim bait community, even though some people from the swim bait community bought them, and I don't know why. Uh, but maybe it's to kind of tap into those people that aren't as well the worm buying people. You know what I mean? Um, so uh, I don't know, dude. Like to try and sit there and be like, oh, we've got this custom colored bullshit, limited edition, and then you see it and it's like, I'm not an idiot. That literally just has a purple back. I don't I don't think that's special. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But like if I was trying to get in on a drop, that wouldn't excite me. But maybe he's not trying to excite me. He's trying to excite people that don't know any better. Uh, but he's trying to sell them expensive stuff. That's the thing is he's trying to sell them somebody that buys one pack of worms a $200 and something dollar swim bait. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just boredom is what it seems like. I think these guys with time and money and lack of creativity just sit around and they're like, well, everybody's doing these drops. That's kind of trendy. I'll, we'll just do a drop. It's like, no, dude. You send cases and pallets of soft plastic worms everywhere in the country and do that. Like that's what all of us want anyway. You know what I mean? If you want to do drops, come over here, bro. We can swap. We'll swap paychecks. You can do all the drops you want. Doesn't work like that though. Doesn't work like that. So, oh, but anyway, they got a cover scat coming out, and some dude in the comments was like, "Nice cover scat," and or the dude said, "I've had those for 2 years already." And Cruz commented back, "You've had crawfish?" And he said, "No, that's not a crawfish. That's a depth cover scat." And he was like, I've been messing around with these for, you know, a little while," and he had some excuse about it. But I was thinking to myself, so you're telling me you prototyped this bait for a couple years, this turd, right? You prototyped this turd for, let's say, 2 years. Um, and in all that 2 years, you're telling me you couldn't have come up with an original design? Because that's a long time to dick around with a bait. When I feel like in the same amount of time, you could have come out with 5 new baits. And I don't think the cover scat's going to sell that good anyway. It might, but I just don't. I don't think it's going to take off. Um, Berkeley, they've been on a damn ringer lately. Um, I think it's more about reaching a different audience. But I mean, you're only reaching 40 people at a time. You know what I mean? Like the reach of that drop is not that big compared to what they're reaching otherwise. Like it doesn't affect them. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't affect their bottom line if they sell 50 bull sheds. They're not. I don't think they're growing their client base big enough that you would ever see a blip on their radar comparative to the volume of soft plastics they sell. From how they from how they from their reach. Uh, yeah, bullshit doesn't care. They're selling base. It's cool. It's great for bullshit. I don't understand it from missiles standpoint. Besides just trying to it's like when you got a group of friends standing around and you're at school or whatever, and then y'all are like wearing hot sauce shirts, and then there's some dude that you've never met before walks in with his hot sauce shirt, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" and like butts in on your conversation and wants to like, and then like somebody tells a joke that's like an inside joke, and he starts laughing. It's like, why are you laughing at that? That doesn't even make any sense. It's like, oh, I'm just, I'm just hanging out with the guys. It's like, no, you're not. You're not part of the community. Um, as KBD would say. You're not part of the community. But what is Barkley's new thing is the dime. The dime. But everybody, you know what I mean, Brendan? Like everybody knows that guy that's like that always laughs at an inside joke, and he like walks up and he just starts laughing, and it's like you have no reason to laugh at that because it would make there's no context for you to it even to make sense to you. The dime, yes, the DT knockoff, but I will say in the defense of the dime, not that I am promoting the dime, but what I am uh, I am promoting. I think Rapala hosed Fritz on the DT deal, and I think this is Fritz ramming it up Rapala's ass and getting his. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If they want to play, if they want to play screwball and dick somebody around, two can play at that game. Two can play at that game, which I don't know if they will ever affect DT sales. I wouldn't think, but if they put their minions out and they get the right minions pumping you know what I mean? Like if there's a vendetta and and they want to get after them, they got enough pros that they can uh, they can make it relevant. Um, so I don't think Fritz is the guy to do it. I don't think Fritz has that kind of market power anymore. Sorry, Tim, but Jordan Lee does. The interesting thing about it is that what's a guy like Ike gonna do? Um, what's a guy like Ike gonna do? Because isn't he full spectrum pure fishing, or is he just Rapala hard baits? Because I mean, if you have, I mean, aren't they the same people anyway? I don't. Who knows? It's getting real confusing. But there's somebody else on Rapala now. I can't keep up with this shit. They need more content influencer than pros. Yeah, I think they need both. Uh, I think they need pros for legitimacy. I think they need content creator for views, which is the perfect. I think that's the secret sauce. You got enough pros for legitimacy, and then you pump it out through your content creators to make it known, and then you pump out your pro content to mark the legitimacy stamp of approval on it, whether it's bullshit or not. But I wonder if Ike will ever mention the. I wonder if you will ever hear Ike make a reference to the dime. I'm betting no. I'm betting no. I'm betting Ike does not talk about the dime. Sexy little bait. If you like these tappies, so yeah, missile cover scat, blah blah blah. I don't know. I think Dobbin should have went with Hella over Sobe because Rich can pump out content, but that's my personal opinion. Sam is a good dude though. The bill crack probably. Yeah. Pre-cracked. Who moves more, content creator? Who moves more, content creator or pros? I think it depends on the pro. Certainly there are less talented fishermen that are content creators that move more product that move than better anglers that also create content. That's for certain, but it goes either way. I feel like it's easier. I mean, it's all about getting eyeballs. So content creators are better at getting recognition of a product. I don't know. I know they sell a lot, but I don't know. Like a tournament win moves a lot of shit. Like people go buy stuff. But it's a different crowd too. So you've got different audiences. But as a whole, it's hard to say because I'm not 14. So once you get past those top 10 move a lot though. But then you've got 100 content creators that move just as much. So which is more valuable? I don't know that you could. Yeah, pros to the hardcore dudes, content creators to the masses. Yeah. But I feel like there should be like a happy medium there. I think that's what Sixth Sense has done such a good job with, is they've amassed the dweebs, but they've also retained a little bit of legitimacy in the minority of like hardcore tournament dudes, which I don't know. I don't really know anybody. I don't know anybody like legit that has ever been like, if you throw the Sixth Sense bait, that wasn't affiliated with them. But I can tell you a bunch that have said, hey, have you thrown this Zoom bait, or have you thrown this Berkeley bait, or have you thrown this, whatever. But usually when somebody's recommending something, it's usually not a mainstream brand. But I'm trying to think. Like Aaron moved. He moved the needle for me. Like I talked about this this week. Like if he talked about something, I was buying it. But I'm trying to think, like, KVD doesn't move the needle for me. I know he moves the needle on a huge scale for the masses and minorities. Like, he just moves the needle, period. Um, Swindle moves the needle, and I don't know why, because he has a great personality, but he doesn't influence me to buy fishing tackle, because why would he? I mean, he's a good fisherman, but if he's throwing something, like, so, like, you're a funny guy. Um, so I'm trying to think. They say Fighter moves the needle real good. And I think people trust Fighter because he's like a legit dude. I think that was on what's his name's Mercer was talking to Fighter about that. Or he's talking to Jake or somebody, or he did a little clip it about asking Fighter or asking somebody that Wired to Fish who moves the needle. I said Fighter. That's kind of unassuming. I wouldn't have expected that. Um, but yeah, I think that's the deal. Is Fighter is not full of shit. Like, he's not like a vacuum salesman. He's not like, hey, what we got here. He's not trying to sell you a cover scat and pretending like it's not a depths. You know what I mean? Um, have you seen the new bait called the Glitch? It's a fluke with trebles and a screw for. Yeah, the guy actually. Funny you mentioned that. I was talking to Pryor, and he showed me one. And he's like, "Dude molded a fluke." I was like, "Interesting concept." And and I was going through my unread emails, and I had one that I had missed from back in April, and it was from that guy. And he's like, "I got a bait coming out. I need some paint." And and I didn't know what the bait was. And now that I've seen them, I don't know how you sex that thing up. Be kind of hard, but I mean, I certainly could have painted them, but I don't know. So I missed the opportunity to paint the glitches, I guess. Sorry. Sorry if y'all wanted glitches painted by moi. I missed that email. It's a decent bait, but doesn't outfish a regular fluke. Faith first. How are you? So cool concept. I was just blasting. I was just blasting cruising missile earlier. Josh, you missed a good. You missed a good rant about their cover scat. And I was reading in the comments of his post. People were like, that's just a cover scat." It's like, yeah, well, I've been testing this bait for a couple of years, and I thought to myself, in that amount of time, you couldn't have come up with anything other than a cover scat and a and a and a and a and a and a robo worm and a bullshad and tater hog collab. Like, if you're going to do anything, you're already affiliated with Spro. The move that makes sense, since you sell by the pallets thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, is you have a Spro missile bait color collab Chad, and you sell a friggin' million of them, not 40 stupid swim baits that are purple. What's wrong with that? Wouldn't that make sense? So your missile baits collab is on the shelf right next to it. stupid, dude. Maybe they told him to eat a dick. I don't know. I don't know. But you would think in 2 years of research, something else would have popped out. Or at the very least, find some weirder JDM stuff, something that nobody knows about. There's plenty of it, dude. All he had to do was call South Jersey and say, South Jersey, I need some weird stuff. Real weird. Wormhole. Stuff nobody knows about. What's going on in Japan that I can bring out that I won't get blasted for, but by like 10 people. You say, oh, dude, you need this so-and-so worm. I'm like, cool. That's what it's going to be. We'll do that one. Matt will get you the stuff no one knows about. He will get you the Lolo. Matt will get you the JDM stuff that hasn't even been made yet. It's so underground, it doesn't even exist. That's how underground it is. It's so underground that you have to invent it. Hairy set of truck nuts. Call it the tea bag. That would probably be sickeningly popular. Hope Jordan can win. He's so funny. He is funny. Jordan is a nice guy. Always pulling for Jordan. They ran out of ideas somewhere around 99. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's the biggest drawback of the glitch is that anybody with a the ability to drive to Hobby Lobby and buy one of their like $25 molding kits can make themselves unlimited glitches, because all you need is a Zoom Fluke. The little fuzzy dice is a pretty slick bed bait. Morgan, did you throw it up there in smallmouth land? The thing about it is I don't mind people bringing out a similar product, but make it better. You know what I mean? Like when it's just like the same bait with like a different configuration of little squigglies down the side of it or whatever. Like that's lame. Jeremy, just some rants. Just still ranting. Ooh, AC's out at work. Not good. We have AC at our house, but it's like not having AC, so I feel you, Burns. I gotta get these. I put some glitter on these, and the glitter is it has sharp edges. It's not it doesn't lay flat well. It's not like the cut on the glitter is not good, so I had to sand these down and kind of get all the burrs off the off the glitter. I knew I shouldn't have used it, but I told myself, oh, you can just sand that off when you get done. But here we are. I gotta work the little crusty whatchamadiddles off. Nibs, as they call them. I'm about out of I might have to go get my real compound. I'm about out of this. This is all I happen to have laying around. I don't get it on my nice shirt. My nice dress shirt. So I don't know. These dudes are getting real lame. Also, just clip the tail off a chunk and go out with the sewing needle and skirt tabs and made my own. Like the real ones for novelty. How'd you do on the chunk tail? See any difference? See much of a difference? Inject them, roll the baits through a pile of dog hair while they're still hot. Now we're getting somewhere. Brennan, that was a good Manson interview last night. He's a hard interview. Until you get him talking about time travel and space and paradigms and stuff like that. Fishing, he doesn't really seem that interested in. Who else has the poppers? Brennan, because he's close. I don't know who else. Bob isn't home. Last live for a minute, Anthony. Got to be styling. Yeah, I know. I got to. Well, I was taking the bean to school today, and I dressed up because I don't like to look like a scab dropping her off at school. So I dressed up in my nice shirt and matched her, and then I realized that I wouldn't be painting today, so I didn't have to put on a crummy looking shirt. So I just came to work. I usually go back home after I drop her off at school and change clothes. All right, so you don't have to listen to that anymore. Did everybody fall off? I am wearing ratty jorts. No mutt boots today. I wore my nice slippers. I couldn't go too classy. I had to still stay a little trashy. Man, this piece of tape. This tape left some serious residue. Here's your tip. Best way to get off tape residue? Piece of tape. Okay, that's not my tape residue. All right, where's my rag? Um, Classy up top, homeless below the waist. Yes, that's me. That is me. All right. Smooth, clear, glossy, shiny. So let's put it right there. Okay. No wardrobe malfunctions. I would tell a story, but it's crude. Probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't. It's about wardrobe malfunctions. Anytime I tell crude stories, I get flamed. I think I fly out at 7. My flight back's the bad one. My flight back, I fly out at 5. Hey. So keep them nuts covered. Okay, so me and my dad were fishing back in the day. I guess maybe that's where I get my style from. But we're in my bass tracker, and it's not that great a story. It's just funny to me. But I was on the front fishing, standing up, and he was sitting. He was sitting on the in the chair. And he always wore blue jeans fishing, and I never could understand. Like he still does it. He's been wearing jeans like in the summertime for like as long as I can remember. I don't know that I've ever seen the dude in shorts. But I was up there fishing, and he was sitting in the chair, not in the back on the back deck, in the chair by the console, like the passenger chair. And he was talking about something, and I looked back, and he had a big rip in the crotch of his jeans, and his nad was hanging out. It's like the color of my shirt, dude. You know, like your nads don't get very much sunlight ever. I looked back and I was like, God Almighty. And he's like, well, like I was like, ugh, God, dude. And he's like, what? And it's like freaking sack's hanging out, bro. And he was like, what? I was like, your sack's gonna get burnt. And he looked down. And he's like, oh shit. And he like tucked it back up in there. I was like, God, dude. Like, how long have you been sitting out in the sun that you couldn't feel that your balls were like getting scorched by the sun? Like it was in the summertime. And dude had no clue. Dude had no clue. The rat brains were out there getting bronzed. But pretty funny. I think that was the same day he hit me in the head with a spinnerbait. I believe it was because I got down in the boat to tie something on, and he got back up on the back deck of the boat, and he turned around to cast off the back of the boat. And when he did, he whipped his rod back and like banged me in the head. And Beard was getting the airflow. Yeah, he was just feeling the breeze. When I get his age, I'll probably do the same. I did paint up a. I did paint up a knocker. Where's my white card? I guess I need to put it on something darker so it shows up better. I was experimenting with some paint on this one. Paint any rats? No, I have not. Just the. This was the last one I painted. This is the last one I painted. I've got a couple more over here I need to paint. Somebody sent me not too long ago to paint. Probably wood burns. I think it probably would. If it were right above the weight. Please tell me his nuts didn't get sunburned, Jeremy. I don't know. I never asked. I never asked later the condition of his balls. I probably should have followed up, but I did not. I just felt like that would be a weird conversation after we got back to the camp. We're sitting there watching TV. Good beard. Did your balls get sunburned? I don't know. Let me check. No room? About right there. Banana boat. They don't call it banana boat for nothing. Just go straight zinc. White that thing out. Look like you're. Burns is the medium to average going to have a knocker. Probably not. It's going to be better though. Yeah. Zinc on the dank. As long as he doesn't ask you to apply it. And then my mom sees his damn tater and she's like, why does your junk have white goo all over it? It's zinc oxide. What? Yeah, no application from me. Okay, enough about old ball sacks. But what else? I'm trying to think. What else? What else do we have to look forward to at ICAST besides a bunch of dick squeezers and brown nosers and talentless companies that are going to try and blow smoke up all of our asses? Anything good? Those PFD Columbia shorts have titanium oxide. Maybe I should make some underwear. That would be nice. Which would you rather explain, the zinc or the red blister? I think the sunburn you could probably get away with a little better. Maybe, I don't know. I have nothing to look forward to. There we go. I'm not expecting much. Did anybody hear the gold on MLF with JT and Marty saying they want to get a tattoo saying the tug is the drug? That would be not a good idea. The tug is the drug. I don't think if somebody in public, if I walked around with the tug is the drug tattooed on me, I don't think the general population would think I was talking about fishing, a tug of fishing. I think they would probably think sport massage type tugging, masseuse tugging. Tug is the drug. You must spend a lot of time getting massages. Yes. Yes, yes, I do. Might as well add a mushroom stamp. Uh, yeah, they didn't think that one out very much. But I wish they would. I think that would be a great idea. Uh, should make a camper group chat so we can chit chat while you're away. Isn't that what this is? Pay for it. Yeah, I think if anybody wants to get the tug, it's if anybody wants to get the tug is the drug tattooed on them. I think they would certainly be able to get that done for free. They would be able to get that covered. Oh damn! I got more baits. I'm over here sitting. I'm sitting here talking like I don't have anything to do. In fact, I do. In fact, I do. I don't mind. I don't mind knockerless baits or rattleless baits in dirty water. I've thrown them the majority of my life, but I do feel like there's something to a rattle in grass. Dirty water, not so much. I've been fine rattleless in dirty water, but you mix grass in, and it changes my tune. We started talking about sport massages, and we lost viewers, and then we stopped talking about it, and it came back. They are Burns. They are. Whoa, this tape is really shitty. Really shitty. It leaves all the residue on here. That's what happens when you use dollar store masking tape. That's all I had. I got in a bind. I needed to mask some baits. I went into the closet in there looking for masking tape, and that's all I found. So that's what I used. Um, it's a transparent green with an orange bottom. What is that? Beams green. I have not. Is it a for the U.S. market, or is it a JDM color? Beams green. Let me look it up. How am I going to separate Eric's face? Lucky Craft Beams Green. Lucky Craft Beams Green. I think the lumberyard dude heard rub and tug through my headphones. He gave me an odd look. Did I say rub and tug? Oh wow, that's bright. Oh yeah, it's a hookup thing. That's very green. Very green. When you said green, I thought you meant like copper green. This is like cartoon grass green. It looks like they're trying to do chartreuse belly, orange throat. Is the belly chartreuse, or do they try to do a little Megabassy move and put the chartreuse under the green so it shines through? I can't tell. I need to see one in person. John, do you own that? Do you fish that? Yeah, not what I was assuming. No 3M at the dollar store. No, there's not. I have it now. I have good tape now, but when I was using this, I didn't. I didn't have time to go shopping. Ah, the green shines through from the top. Yeah, it looks like there's a layer of chartreuse as the base, and then the green goes over the top of that, and that's why in the picture it's very bright on the bottom, so it looks like chartreuse. It might look different in person, but that's just what my trained eye tells me. If you asked me to go paint that from that picture, that's how I would paint it. I would put a layer of chartreuse down on the back, and then I would paint probably white over that, and then I would paint green over that, and then I would put a little spritz of gold or candy yellow down the shoulder, and orange the throat, and it would be done. And you'd say, "Damn, painter dude, you did pretty good." Damn, painter dude. Gorilla tape? Time is it? 11:44. Damn, I'm running out of time. Farmers train. Enzo, I hate cutting this tape off. It's such a time suck. Should have done it yesterday, but I didn't want to stay late. Brennan, when's ICAST? So we can all mark our calendars to be disappointed. Are we talking Dollar General or Dollar Tree? Because I go to the Dollar Tree, where everything's actually $1. It's actually $1.25 now. Are you going to ICAST? No. No ICAST for me. The day I realized it was a farce was the day my ICAST dreams were shattered. I used to get really excited about ICAST because I was young and dumb and naive, and I thought it was actually cool stuff coming out, but it turns out it's not. Turns out it's an excuse for guys to get away from their wives and their jobs and their town and their girlfriends and whatever else they're trying to escape and go down and dick off for a week and pretend like they're working and show their dumbass products that lacked any type of thought or creativity. That's what it is. That's what it meant. Anthony, have we changed or has ICAST changed? The Lunker Hunt Spider. Yeah. Because we are no longer the targets. We are no longer the targets. They don't want us. They want the 14-year-old versions of us that hung on every word Bill Dance said. Maybe Jackal will show our popper. I hope not, losers. Maybe I'd like an injected version of the popper, but I wouldn't get that chance because these bloodsuckers are such losers and can't think for themselves. They say, "Oh, we'll just take that. That's cool. I've never seen anything like that. Let's make one like that." PBC is going to get lit up. We can only hope. We can only hope. I feel like, is Strike King falling behind, or is Strike King just not trying to pump out garbage? I don't. What was the last thing that Strike King released that was exciting? The Hybrid Hunter? Maybe? Man, I'm getting blasted over here on the group text. Booze! Booze, bro. I'm sure. What do we got to look forward to? Is there a isn't there an eyewear? What's going to be the new rage in eyewear this year? Waterland's probably not going to be there. The funny thing is, the Bean would probably love the Spider because she loves Spidey. Like, it would make a good toy for her. Especially if they made it in pink Spider. I think they missed the boat on that one. I think they missed a huge opportunity. Maybe glasses that show the sonar on the lens. Like Google glasses? That would be kind of cool. It's one step to becoming a robot. Yeah, is Coaster really innovating though? I mean, I guess how much can you actually innovate in sunglasses? I mean, I guess the what was the last thing that was innovative in eyewear? Polarization, like 50 years ago. That was probably a game changer. At ICAST 1967. At the World's Fair in 1953. Water lens or whatever it is, call it Milliken. Where will win this year? Are they going to be there? Because I know Sixth Sense is typically anti ICAST. So considering he's part owner of Waterland, I would think that might not be in the cards, but maybe so. Brian New hates forward-facing sonar. Good for Brian. You might have I wasn't not a fan of Brian, but I wasn't really a fan of Brian. I might pay a little closer attention to New. I know he can damn catch him, but he tends to be a little hard for me to listen to sometimes, which I'm sure I can be hard to listen to, but he's coming around. He's now my new favorite angler. Burns, get you some Onum glasses. Use my code. Use my code. Tharp is also not a fan. Yeah, I can see that. Well, I mean, I'm sure most of the guys that came over from like the old guys that came over from the Elite Series, I would probably say the majority of them aren't forward-facing sonar fans. But probably because they're getting their ass kicked. Rich, what's up, man? Are Hella and I going to get covered in smoke from Canada while I'm up on my visit? I didn't realize that was a thing. Dude, how much tape did I put on these? Good Lord. Good Lord. He said the guy using it shop at Bed Fishing isn't fishing anymore. No, and I've mentioned this probably like 2 years ago. It's been documented here on the channel that at some point, I don't care who says it's hard to snag a fish with forward-facing sonar. Have you ever tried it? You can't snag a fish on. No. If you're fishing forward-facing sonar and you're looking at the fish and you're snapping a jerk bait and it comes and runs at it and your jerk bait shoots over and it sticks that fish in the side of the head, although the fish may have been trying to bite it, it's technically a foul hooked fish. We talked about it before. Hella mentioned topwater. At some point, they're going to have to acknowledge that this exists and it is a thing, but I think they're not acknowledging it because nobody's thinking about it, right? Like nobody cares because it hasn't happened yet. Like they don't have to care because it hasn't happened in a tournament where somebody got on the internet and said, hey, that dude snagged that fish. He was looking at it on his forward facing sonar and it was hooked in the back and he kept it. But I feel like at some point in the future, that will have to be acknowledged. They will have to pull their head out of their asses and quit pretending like that doesn't exist, because it kind of does. It kind of is real. $24.09. That's a good bag. That's a good bag of fish. Oh, I gotta read comments. That one day was like a never lifting thick fog day. Morgan, did you get it in Arkansas? If you can't snag fish with forward-facing sonar, why do guys that snag for paddlefish use forward-facing sonar? Great question. Great question, Jeremy. I don't keep up with paddlefish fishing, but it sounds like you've watched some gentlemen do it, and they were utilizing forward-facing sonar to snag them. So they could probably argue that you can indeed snag fish with it. Maybe it's just the bassers that are in denial. I don't know. I don't know. It's smoky in Pennsylvania today. Paddlefish are bigger. Maybe. Maybe. This is taking way too long to get one of these damn things off. Two more. I'm done. I think most of it was going east of you. I hope the wind doesn't change. Name that song. Anybody know? Anybody know? Minnesota is clear. Storms are moving out. Should be good weather for me. Wonderful. That's exciting. It's kind of a slap in the face to the real deal offshore guys that were hammering them out deep. It doesn't come along back on the beginning. Scorpius Burns knows. Down to 35, listening to yeah, it is kind of lame, Tim. I mean, the thing about it is that, like, you can't blame the dudes for not wanting to waste time, like casting at fish, rather than just roll up somewhere and look at them and be like, oh, they're not here. There's 3 of them here. Like, I'm out. Rather than sit there and like drag your Carolina rig around trying to get like one of those 3 to bite. But it is lame. It is lame. But for competition purposes, I get it. You gotta use what's available, whether I like it or not. But I don't think I want to go fun fish like that. But I guess I'm a Randy. Jay Lee has to call a 402 and a 403. He can do that. '90 or '91, so it wasn't the '80s. I was thinking it was like 89, but I think you're right. It was 90. The only reason I know that song is because my sister had the cassette single, and I heard it over and over and over and over. Dude, this cheapo tape is tough. That's one thing I don't like about it compared to like blue 3M tape is you can just rip. I can typically don't have to peel the tape back. It's like snappy. You can pop it. This tape, like you have to peel to get it to come off. How many 500s being caught this week? 2 6s. Seems kind of low. But I guess if you're catching infinite fours, what does it matter? All right. All right, everybody. Now it's time to clean up, pack up, and mail out. I got to pack all my baits, take all my hooks off, get everything ready to go. And I will be heading down the road and heading home to pack so I can leave bright and early in the morning. So next time y'all hear from me, I'll be in the Northland. We'll check in, see what's going on. See what's going on. It took a hell of a lot of time on the water and decades of experience to be able to find them in the flash and a crankbait. Yeah, it does. It does. It does rub you the wrong way, Tim. Now that some little 20-year-old kid with $100,000 boat rolls up to the point that took you like 5 years, 10 years of experience fishing to kind of figure out how it laid out, and they roll up there and they've got it figured out in 10 minutes. And then they leave because they're like, this place sucks. And you're like, if you only knew, you little dipshit. If you only knew. It's kind of bratty. You know what I mean? Do live on the plane. Um, but yeah, I think that's just kind of how it comes off. You know what I mean? It's like instant. Everything's instant gratification. It's the same thing. Something that you hold dear that you worked hard for and you earned. Now it's available. It's the same thing with me and painting, and that's how fishing's become. Something that you worked really hard at, getting good offshore and doing stuff different. Now it's standard. It's everything that took you 20 years to learn. Guys learning uh, a year. You know what I mean? Buck Owens, David Wright. Yep. But now everything they did was which is kind of what led us to this point. But their fishing style, like everything they do, I mean, it's irrelevant. Uh, I think that's the sad part of it is like when all your heroes, you know, aren't they're still legitimate, but like they're getting old and everything they did like that made them great doesn't make them great anymore. Which is depressing. The air marshal heard him talking about the rub until I got to turn the bird around. Uh, hey, too much smoke? No, we got a dude back there talking about Tug is his drug. We gotta get this thing on the ground. We gotta get that guy off of here. He won't quit talking about the tug is this drug. We don't know what kind of drugs he's on, but we can't have any tugging on this plight. We're going down. I'm glad I can do that and not waste my time fishing. If there's nothing there, I can move on. There you go. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. But time is valuable, especially in tournament fishing, and I think that is all that really forward-facing sonar is doing. Is like Van Dam is the best at utilizing his time efficiently. He is the best at efficiently using his time on the water to catch bass. But now, if you can cut that down without being the skill of Kevin Van Dam, because he's the best to ever do it fast, um, break down water and fish and a bite. Uh, Now, if you can use technology to do that and be able to shave time off of what Van Dam already can do, you're heading in the right direction. I mean, you got to think about it. If you've got forward-facing sonar and you go practice and you're really good with it and you can identify like fish size that they're like 5 pounds or whatever, it's just like a bed fishing tournament pretty much. If I tell you, here's the waypoints for 4 to 6 pound fish, you can either go fish for them and look at them, or you can just go blind fish and use your instincts and see what happens. What do? Do you take the waypoints and go fish for the guaranteed 5 pounders? Nothing guarantees that you can catch them, but nothing also guarantees that you'll figure it out on the bank either, or wherever you decide to fish. I think the smart guy goes where he knows 5 pounders are, because those are guaranteed that they're there. You know that for a fact. Um, so all depends. All depends what you're going for. Tim, go at night. Quit farting around. He can't go at night because that's when he's working on his hot rods. That's when he's working on his drag car, his drag truck. That's when he's out there in his Toyota Supra, shifting gears in the backyard. Him and Vin Diesel. Klein. Klein, if you want to watch an interesting Gary Klein video, go back to early FLW days, like 2000, 99 even maybe. And they were fishing the Mississippi River out of Memphis. And Klein was running like 100 miles one way down into Mississippi from Memphis. And he was in this backwater and it was flooded, and he was catching fish out of willow trees that were 20 feet deep. Really interesting, because typically flooded fish like that are very hard to catch. And he was pitching a tube in these trees. I don't know how he ever found those fish, or who put him on those fish, or how that ever came to fruition. But that was the other thing when I was young that I never understood, was I would see, and some of it probably was legitimate, but you would see these guys find these bites like this, and anybody that's fished flooded backwaters knows it's a pretty tough bite if it's like that much water. And to be able to catch fish in 20 feet of water in flooded willow trees when the river's blowing out, you just kind of think, you're like, how did you ever find that? And then you get older and you realize that these guys get like insane amounts of information. Not to discount Gary that he might not have found those fish himself. He certainly could have, but I'd like to know the story behind those. With the knowledge that Kevin has in the new technology of forward-facing sonar, don't you think Kevin should be winning at least 25 of the derbies he enters? I think there's one aspect of that is not being considered, and that is I think his heart's not really in it. I think the fire is not burning as hot as it used to. He's made his money. He's made his stamp on the fishing world. He's in the books. You know what I mean? He's there. He's done it all. He's the best that ever did it. I just think he's his fire is dwindling. Not to say he's not competitive still, but he is not 39-year-old KVD. That KVD was fierce. KVD now? Nah, he's doing his little social media stuff, doing his Bass Pro Shop stuff. He doesn't care. Does he need to win another tournament? Maybe for his ego, but for historical purposes, no. When you're hungry, you're a dangerous man, and that goes for any sport. Yes, you cannot. That is the one outlier that that people don't consider. High water is one thing, but 20 to 25 foot of water above an old bank line is different. Flipping bushes versus, and these trees were out in the middle of the lake, like they were like in the middle of this oxbow, like on an island. It was weird, dude. It was really weird. Have you seen that tournament, Morgan? I'll look it up and see if I can figure it out. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching tonight. FLW Memphis, Mississippi River. 99. Lynn Dollar posted it 7 years ago. Uh-oh, there's two. Okay, it's two. It's the one from 2000. This one. Gary Klein's such a dork. Yeah, I am hungry for walleye dinner. Okay. Anyway, I'll go watch some FLW 2000, Lynn Dollar. Watch Gary Klein find some magical pattern that who knows how we found it. Him and Blockett. Blockett did like the run. There was another couple guys. I think there might be a guy throwing a B in that tournament. All right, Rich, Morgan, Jeremy, Chris, Tim, Brian, anybody else that stuck around, Builder Dude. Y'all have a good rest of your week. I will catch up the next time, maybe tomorrow. See y'all.